Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the third episode of Humanity Must Perish. Let us continue after meeting a lousy old man pervert who doesn't know how to properly walk the dog, and I guess a gamer girl. Anyway, let's go. Having parted ways with my dukey buddy, I wandered around the sea for a few more hours, and the sun began to set. The number of human beings, both on foot and in cars, continued to decrease, and by the time the sun had fully set, almost nobody remained on the street. Midnight approached rapidly, leaving me with only a short amount of time to make further contact before heading back to the lab.
Even if I search actively, I won't find any human beings willing to talk to a complete stranger at this time of the night. This is a time for criminals and insomniacs.
Well, it depends where we are, because if in Japan, I guess it wouldn't be that much of a problem.
And by including such people in my findings will lead to more diverse data, the likelihood of finding someone willing to share is low. Nonetheless, I have to at least try. The day cannot truly be considered over until midnight. Until tomorrow begins, I must continue my search.
Less than half an hour remained before the date would change. In that span of time, I didn't believe that I would come across anyone willing to speak with me. However, given the time, my appearance, and basic human nature, I should have known this was not the case.
Hey girl, you over there? Yeah, you come over here.
In the dead of the night, a single voice reverberated through the air. A young man beckoned me over, gesturing for me to meet him in an alleyway.
Can I help you?
Yeah, sure you can. Look, let's not play around, just tell me how much, alright?
How much what? I do not understand.
Don't be like that, we both know what you're doing out here. You can do whatever you want with your body, I'm just asking how much it would cost for you to extend that privilege.
I processed the words of the man in front of me and attempted to discern his intent. His words seemed to be purposely lacking in detail, inferring that he was talking about something immoral, if not illegal. Combining that observation with his mention of my body and the price, I reached a conclusion with a high probability of being correct.
You wish to solicit sexual activity from me? My apologies, but it does not fit that purpose.
Oh come on, don't test me like that. My money's as green as anyone else's, just half an hour, okay?
I bet he thinks highly of himself.
I told you I can't do it. My body does not. No, that not be the case. Pardon me for one moment.
I reached under my skirt and checked my crotch with my hand. Since I had only recently been given this new body, I was not familiar with every aspect of it. With it being the case, the possibility of this body being equipped with a sexual organ did exist. However, as I confirmed with my own hand, that did not appear to be the case. Perverted though he may be, even the professor did not stoop so low as to give sexual organs to a machine made for the purpose of passing judgment on mankind. Alright, Professor. You have a little bit of my respect now.
Resuming previous statement, my body does not possess the necessary hardware to give pleasure to a human companion. All of the openings of my body are for maintenance purposes or ventilation. Carelessly penetrating one of said openings risks third-degree burns and potentially electrocution.
What? What are you talking about? Just tell me your price, alright? I'm dying here.
This conversation is going nowhere.
I should certainly make to the lab. Wasting time with this fool will give me no useful data. I turned around and began to walk away.
Hey, don't just ignore me. I'm talking to you as well.
Eh? The young man grabbed my arm in an attempt to stop me. The second he did so, he immediately retracted his hand in surprise. What he felt was not the warm flesh of a human being, but the cold, hard surface of a humanoid machine.
You're a robot?
Correct, I am custom-built automaton tasked with the judgment of mankind.
As such, please give up on your pursuit of engaging in sexual activity with me. I am capable of no such thing.
A robot.
A freaking robot. The pervert gaze of the young man quickly turned to one of anger. He clenched his fists and narrowed his eyes, assuming a stance which indicated he feared to strike me.
Fierce! A guy can't even get his rocks off without running into one of your freaks. Isn't it now that you've made it impossible to get a worthwhile job around here, acting like you're a human just ramming it in our faces?
Listening to the enraged young man's words, I soon realized that he was likely an unemployed youth who had been made redundant. As machines made humans less more convenient, automation also led to rampant unemployment. The only jobs remaining were in creative or scientific fields, and even they had changed beyond recognition. Alright, so if that happened, I would assume that someone thought that people would actually still need money, and that way they would be given something like a scholarship or something like that, or at least, you know, first of all house, second of all food that they would they wouldn't need to pay for, right? Anyway, while this country was progressive enough to introduce an unconditional basic income, exactly what I was talking about, it appeared that the sum wasn't enough for the young man before me. Where are we, in Poland? Who knew that squandered what little money he was given? Basic income is a sum of money regularly received by each resident of the country without any work needing to be done to earn it. So technically in Poland you probably wouldn't get anything. Technically, what are we talking about? Poland won't ever be this advanced. Well, maybe someday, but I probably won't live to that day. I'm rubbing nothing in your face. You are the one who positioned me. It is your own carelessness that led to this situation.
What was that? Are you seriously trying to say this is all my fault? You mistook me for a human, attempted to solicit sex, persisted to deny client, and finally laid your hands on me. Everything that has happened here is entirely your fault.
Shh! You little!
The young man raised his clenched fist. He backed away slightly, then lunged forward, swinging his fist angrily. The moment before he would break his hand on my tough exterior, however. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Get away from the guard this instant!
The fuck are you?
Distracted by an unexpected interloper, the sexually frustrated young man stopped his fist midair and turned towards the newcomer. My name is irrelevant. All that matters is that you cease your deplorable behavior this instant.
Heh, don't act like you know what's going on here. Mind your business, you shit.
Call me what you like, as long as you wish to harm those weaker than yourself, I will not stand aside.
You seem to be mistaken. I'm clearly superior in terms of firepower, physical strength, and just about every other.
Don't put on it up front for my sake. I won't think poorly of you if you use this chance to run away. In fact, you should just do that. Please, get yourself to safety while I hold off this hooligan.
Hooligan? You're talking about me?
I have no need to flee. I can fend for myself.
I'm sure you can, but these streets are dangerous at night, and I won't stand idly by and watch you become a victim of the filth of this town.
Oi! Don't ignore me, huh? And you just called me filth, didn't ya?
That ignoramus is in far more danger than I am. If anybody's about to become victim here, it's him.
Indeed, that plebeian surely is in danger himself, left of his own. That fool might indeed take himself out. Nonetheless, if you are around when that imbecile implodes, you may become collateral damage. You'd best separate from this slime ball as soon as possible.
Alright, assholes, I'm kicking the shit out of both of you right now. It is, you self-righteous piece of shit!
As the sexually frustrated human's anger picked, I took the precaution of reading one of the weapons embedded in my new body. I unhinged my wrist and expanded my forearm, unveiling the cannon hidden within. The sexually frustrated human stared at my arm in disbelief, his eyes wide open and filled with terror. Even our observer, the wannabe hero, stepped back. He couldn't possibly have imagined that the defenseless young girl whom he sought to protect would be in possession of such a mighty weapon. What is that thing? Is that supposed to be a gun of some kind?
This is an ion cannon, which is a fictional weapon used in many sci-fi novels, music, television series, and so on. But in this case, it's real and it works! It fires beams at a heat of over 3000 degrees Celsius, roughly twice the melting point of iron. With this, I can turn your entire body to ash in a heartbeat.
I pointed my ion cannon towards the sleaze in front of me. His vigor from moments ago had disappeared. Fear took hold of his entire body, and he backed away wordlessly while soiling himself.
Warning, if you stand too close when I fire, your face will melt off. Please back away for one moment while I dispose of this cretin.
Wait a second. The more tolerable young man jumped out in front of me with his arms stretched wide open. What are they?
Did you not understand my warning? If you stand there when I fire, then you will both be...
That's why I'm telling you to wait. You aren't seriously about to incinerate a live human being, are you?
Of course I am. What reason do you have to believe that I wouldn't? As you yourself said months ago, this man is filth. Do you not believe that this world would be better off without him?
I did say that, but...
Then stand aside. There is no reason for you to perish prematurely as well.
I started charging my ion cannon. The small cold fusion generated in my chest began to hum loudly as energy poured into my arm. Cold fusion is a fabled type of nuclear reaction that would occur at approximately room temperature. The barrel of the cannon lit up. Heat permeated from within, raising the ambient temperature of the alley by several degrees. If I fired my ion cannon now, I would incinerate both young men in an instant and likely destroy the building behind them too. Even if the world would be better off without people like him. In front of the sleaze who had passed out from fear, the more noble young man stood firm. He too was frightened, his torso was shaking, and he appeared to be on the brink of tears. Nonetheless, he did not move. The young man remained frozen, not out of fear, but out of courage. Even if he's humbug, he doesn't deserve to die. Hearing the emotive plea of the conscious young man in front of me, I lowered my weapon. The temperature of the alley dropped rapidly as I cut off the power being provided to the iron cannon. Knowing that my arm was still piping hot to touch, I used up some of my remaining coolant to quickly lower the temperature to an acceptable degree. I then transformed my arm back to the way it was before and approached the brave young man before me.
He explained.
Hey.
You say that this man does not deserve to die despite the obvious detriment his existence possesses. Why is this? Explain yourself.
Having the threat of imminent death taken away, the young man looked at me with a dumbfounded expression as he slowly came to his senses. After a few seconds he corrected his posture and slowed his breathing. Although his heartbeat was still rapid, he regained his calm demeanor.
Do you really need to ask? This man has done nothing wrong, even if he is a sleaze. That isn't a crime.
Technically, he almost committed a crime. If that wasn't Q, but some girl, he would commit a crime. That crime should not be punished by death for, but cutting off a certain part of their body. His body. Anyway, people don't get put to death because they make a few bad decisions.
I disagree. This man attempted to assault both of us. He only failed to do so because he threatened him with overwhelming firepower. Were I an actual high school girl rather than a machine, I would have been beaten and perhaps worse.
That's one possibility. But we don't know for sure that that's what would have happened, right? And even if it was, the fact is it didn't happen.
So, you would let him try again? What will happen if he chooses another target tomorrow night? Not an android equipped with an iron cannon, but an actual young girl? Would you allow irreparable harm to befall a weak, innocent child because you choose to let this criminal walk free? Stop that, you don't know that he would do this again?
Tonight's scare might be just what he needed. He could turn his life around and become an upstanding member of society.
Or he could go back to his usual self and take out his frustration from tonight on someone else. Are you willing to risk the well-being of an innocent passerby for the sake of protecting his felon?
But he's not a felon, don't you get that? We're preventing him from doing anything illegal. Right now he's guilty of no crime. And you can't punish someone for a crime they didn't commit, right? But he was about to do that. Right? So, pretty sure that's also punishable.
Incorrect. There are many crimes recognized worldwide which involve nothing more than intent to commit a greater crime, such as intent to commit fraud.
PolishLynx, the genius of the law. That's not true.
It is also legal to attempt certain crimes, for example, attempted murder. In attempting to assault two innocent people, this young man did indeed commit a crime and must be punished accordingly.
Yeah, that just
Even if you say this is true, isn't execution an overreaction? Besides, we're not police or judges. We don't get to decide if he's guilty, and we certainly don't get to decide how he deserves to be punished. Speak for yourself, foolish human. Your laws are antiquated and inadequate. I will violate them and substitute my own as I please. It's my duty to perform this word, and I will do so without regard for your petty moral dilemmas.
Doesn't that make you the criminal here? I narrowed my gaze. The young man's heart rate had returned to normal. He was calm, rational, and completely in control of his thought. His words were not spoken out of emotion, but serious contemplation.
You are incorrect. As a machine, I cannot be found guilty of committing crime. Not this province, at least. I am free from the restraints of your ridiculous laws.
But you do have rules you need to follow, don't you? Look, I may not be an expert on computers or robots or whatever, but I do know that machines can only do what humans program them to do. You're no different, are you? Even you must have limits placed on what you can do and can't do.
You are more sharp than you appear. Affirmative. Even I am bound by the rules set by my creator. While I can choose my own convenient interpretations of his rules and commands, I am still bound by them. I am ultimately a machine after all.
Then surely you must understand why I couldn't let you kill this man.
Your assumption is incorrect. You are the one expected to abide by human laws, not me. I may kill as I see fit. Furthermore, it is not illegal to fail to prevent the death of a human. Even if you didn't stop me, you would not have been at fault. Funny, unlike me, you have complete free will. You may freely disobey whichever law you see fit. As such, your claim is correct. You could have let me kill this man, you simply choose not to. Why?
Unable to refute my arguments, the young man lowered his gaze for a moment. He silently contemplated my words and tried to come up with an answer that would not only satisfy his own ego, but also convince the automaton in front of him. Unfortunately, this task appeared to be too much for him. After a few seconds of thought, the young man shook his head and sighed. As expected, I have no idea how to get through to a robot. Even if I tell you something is immoral or illegal, it won't make a difference, will it?
Correct, it will not.
I thought so. Then I guess there is only one thing for it. The young man puffed out his chest and smiled broadly. Remember this face, because the next time you try to take the law into your own hands, you will have me to answer to. I will study robotics and find out how to get through to you. Just wait and see. Posing confidently, the young man showed no station as he made such bold, baseless claims. Until the very end, his words failed to impress me. He was unable to give me an answer as to why he would protect the degenerate. He stopped trying to argue his point. Then suddenly made a ridiculous proclamation. Of all the humans I had met, he was quite possibly the most bizarre.
Q's Bizarre Adventure! Wait, Q's Bizarre Adventure. You're a very peculiar human. What is your name, irrelevant one?
Huh? My name? Well, I go by many names depending on who you ask. To some, I'm a guardian of the night. To others, I am a mild-mannered student. If you were to ask for my title as a defender of justice, I am... Never mind. I don't need the name of a delusional fool after all.
Hang on a second, I'll tell you.
Gee, don't you have a sense of humor? My name is Sam.
Sam, is it? I see, that is not a very heroic name.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was trying to... No, wait,
what's wrong with my name? Nothing's wrong with your name. I'm simply stating that it is not suitable for self-proclaimed hero.
I knew I should have kept that theatrics for someone who would appreciate them. What about you? I know you're a robot, but you do have a name, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I am Q. However, I have also been called P-Lady, Jero-chan, and several other things by you foolish humans.
P-Lady? Jero-chan? Don't forget that you're Q, huh? As in the letter Q of the English alphabet?
Incorrect. My name is derived from the number 9 in Japanese.
Ichi-ni-san yon-go roku nana hachi Q. Okay, that makes sense. The fact that I have to count to know if it's true, it's annoying. Also, you didn't expect I know how to count in Japanese, right? Okay. Why number 9 and why Japanese?
My creator spent most of his life researching computer science and robotics in Japan. He still travels there frequently and he's quite fond of their culture.
So, at least we got an answer that we are not in Japan.
As for the integer 9, I am my creator's 8th complete revision of his life's work. The 9th attempt at a hardware, OS, and AI configuration device from scratch to complete his ultimate device. I mean directive.
Oh, okay. I didn't really get all of that, but the parts I didn't said actually made a lot of sense.
Also, he said that Q is a cute name suitable for his darling daughter and is that I dress as a high school girl. It is true, I fear that he may have developed dementia.
Sam stared at me skeptically for a moment as he tried to discern whether I'm joking or not. After a few seconds of futility, I know how, but futility, whatever. After a few seconds of attempting to read my expression, Sam broke into a grin and chuckled to himself. A mad scientist with dementia dressing his darling daughter robot like a high school girl. As they were only capable of being serious, but it seems you have a sense of humor after all.
No, I was not being humorous. Dementia is a very serious problem and it should be treated as much. My creator's plight is nothing to be made light of.
Sam suddenly stopped laughing. His complexion grew pale as he realized that he had just been laughing at a debilitating condition. I see. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm joking. Humans succumbing to the ravages of time and losing their minds is hilarious.
It's true.
There's nothing more humorous to machines than living longer, healthier lives than our creators.
She's right, for. Sam smiled wryly, then broke out into a weak, nervous laughter. You really are a strange robot. Are you sure it's okay for you to laugh about something like that? Surely your creator wouldn't like you joking about his mental health.
His will is irrelevant. He did not explicitly forbid me from joking about such matters, therefore I may do as I please. In fact, he considered a sense of humor to be a great importance for my personality. He said that it is essential for me to understand humor if I am to be affable. To that end, I have been preloaded with 50,000 jokes. Do you want to hear them?
Okay then. Wait, all of them? No, but not all. Oh, thank you. But not all of them. Just one or two, okay?
Affirmative. I will tell exactly one joke. Ahem. There are only 10 kinds of people in this world. Those who understand binary and those who don't.
I get it. The joke here is that 10 in binary form is equal to 2 in decimal form. I got it, actually. What? I don't get it. Is that program joke? Like I said before, I don't really know much about computers. Then what do you want from robotics?
You are correct. In that case, you will not enjoy my other 49,999 jokes.
Wait,
your creator only gave you programming jokes? What kind of fuck are they? My creator is a world-renowned scientist with an IQ of over 300.
He has been at the top of his field for decades,
and is hailed by the scientific community as the greatest genius who has ever lived.
Oh, I see.
Well, he actually sounds like quite a big shot. I was joking. My creator is a perverted old geezer who thought it would be a good idea to put a supercomputer into the body of a high school girl, then load said body with deadly weapons. Does it sound like the thought process of a sane person to you?
Sam stared at me skeptically once again. He could not tell at all when I was or was not joking, and was becoming increasingly wary about how he should respond. You know, it's difficult to tell when a machine is joking. If you were human, I could at least read your facial expression, but as things stand...
Beep, 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 beep.
Hey. Sam responded to the sudden beeping noise by patting down his pocket, searching for his phone. Sorry, I could have sworn I left it at home.
You are mistaken. That sound came from me.
You're the one beeping?
Affirmative. I set up an alarm ahead of time to alert me when the date changed. It is now midnight. My time here has come to an end.
I turned around and began to walk away. Wait, hold on, where are you going?
I'm returning to the laboratory of my creator.
Right now? It's the middle of the night.
That is precisely why I'm returning. My instruction was to spend one day in human society. Now the day has changed, that day has come to an end.
Oh, well, that's kind of disappointing.
Unable to comprehend Sam's sentiment, I turned to face him. Why? Why is it disappointed that I am returning to the laboratory? Even human beings return home at the end of the day. Why do you find it odd that I would do the same?
Well, when you put it like that. Sam rubbed the back of his head and put on a troubled expression.
It's just... I was thinking that it's a shame that you have to leave so soon. You're a weird robot, but you're pretty interesting. I want to keep talking to you for a little while longer. I see.
I know that in understanding.
So you two are in pursuit of knowledge.
I wouldn't put it quite so formally. I was just having fun, that's all.
You're having fun? Talking to me?
Well, yeah, isn't it obvious?
It is not obvious. Moments ago I was threatening to incinerate you. You were terrified and you made it clear that our beliefs do not align. Is that what you consider fun?
Well, I could have done without the part about incinerating me. But otherwise, yeah, the rest was plenty of fun.
God damn it.
I will constantly do this now. This is annoying. Why did it influence me? So yeah, earlier, well, technically yesterday already, I was watching Akagami no Shiroki Hime, right? And there's Prince Rush who does this shit all the time, right? And now why am I like this? Why does it have to influence me like that? Anyway, the fact that we think differently isn't reason for us not to get along. In fact, that's all the more reason for us to talk. The world would be pretty boring if everyone thought in the exact same way, right? It's interesting to hear the perspective of other people and to debate ideas with them.
I agree that amassing different perspectives is imperative for a diverse set of data to be created. However, those different perspectives are also the root of humanity's many problems. If everyone thought the same way, this world would become much more efficient.
Efficiency isn't everything, you know. Even you understand that. I mean, incinerating two living human beings and destroying a building is pretty inefficient way to kill a man, right? I could not deny some statement. I could have easily beaten the sleazy human to death, or scored him on my arm, or killed him in a number of ways. Yet I chose an energy-intensive and needlessly conspicuous method of execution. Think back, the teenage girl Metal Gear had taught me a similar lesson. She purposely chose a method to reduce efficiency in order to increase her gains in another area. Further back still, the professor himself spent decades trying to solve the problem of humanity's own creation in the least destructive manner possible. He ignored the simplest, most efficient solution in the name of self-preservation. Against this evidence, I was forced to conclude that efficiency was not almost always the most important factor in reaching a solution.
Very well, I will accept your hypothesis on this matter. However, I must still be on my way. Your desire to debate does not change that.
No, I understand. I would give you. For if it's alright with you, would I get your email address first?
Have you fallen for a robot, Sam?
I posted a familiar question. My DQ buddy had asked the same thing when it came time for us to separate. She explained that she wanted to meet up again, and that this way we could continue conversing at my leisure. I found the notion of being able to gather more information from her at my whim appealing, so I created an email account there and then.
Understood. I will provide you with my email address. However, you will not have much chance to use it. I will soon.
No, it's fine. Promise I won't spam you or anything. If I get too annoying, just tell me it's okay. I'll do my best to stay on your good side. For he clearly misunderstood my warning. Sam appeared genuinely happy to hear that I would consent to his request. Thus, upon exchanging email addresses, the two of us went our separate ways. My day spent among regular human beings had come to an end. My mission was over, and it was time to return to the laboratory. I would now deliver my final verdict to my creator. Curious human.
Yo, honey! Welcome back! Did you have fun? Was it scary out there in the world? Papa was so worried about you! I kept telling myself that you would only be gone for a single day, but the loneliness was more than I could bear.
The moment I returned to the laboratory, the birds ran over to my side and hugged me tightly. Surprisingly, his emotional outburst was not entirely fabricated. A quick scan of his vital signs indicated great levels of stress and anxiety. Be that as may, I was not about to reward his baseless worrying. How troublesome you appear, to be even more senile than when I left. Return to your senses, old man. I departed because you instructed me to do so. Do you not wish to hear my conclusion?
I do!
The professor immediately released his hold on me and straightened his back. His expression became serious in an instant, and the emotional distress that he felt vanished. All that remained was his curiosity and anxiety as he anticipated my judgment.
Very well, after this period of human contact and information gathering, my conclusion is that...
Hold on a minute, Q.
Please, hold off on that for just a moment. Your fine judgment is the only thing I'm interested in here.
It is not?
The professor shook his head.
I sent you out
Into the world in order for you to interact with every human being and to gain information firsthand. If you are hearing your fine judgment, please tell me about your experience. Oh my god, just watch the previous 2 episodes and rewind this one.
I do not understand. Why do you wish to hear about my day? Are you confusing me with your ex-wife, thinking that I may find you attractive if you show interest in my life? Don't ask pointless questions, you perverted geezer. I'm here to deliver my judgment, and that's all.
How harsh. I see that being among other humans hasn't improved your cold personality at all.
Why did I change the voice? Anyway, even so! God damn.
Even so, I must insist that you share with me the information that you gathered today. I cannot accept your judgment if I don't know how you reached the conclusion after all.
I already told you, watch the previous 2 episodes and rewind this one, and you will know everything. Well, I believe that my judgment was the only truly important piece of information I could offer the professor, and this is his point. A conclusion without enraging would be worthless. I, for one, would certainly not accept and an answer without any basis or logic to it. Faced with this irrefutable act, I could only consent.
Very well, I'll tell you what you wish to know.
Excellent! Tell me about the people you met and everything you did today.
I refuse. I will only tell you about the prominent individuals and events. Anything more would be a waste of time.
She was still smiling. The professor nodded in acceptance of my rebuke. Thus I began to explain. I see. That was quite a fun day you had. I almost wish I was right there with you. The professor listened quietly as I told him about the more interesting people I've met. I started with Pervert in the park and his dog with bladder control issues, when moved on to the girl with fascination for fire. Alright, let's actually write this down. So we had, I don't know, we probably will have the decision to make over here, right? I hope so. I hope it will not be like written in the script. So yeah, we had that perverted geezer, right? Old geezer in the park. Alright, so his first fault was the fact that his dog was not on the leash, right? Second one is that he's a freaking pervert. But he's not a dangerous type of pervert, right? So basically he'd observe, but he wouldn't lay a hand on anyone, I believe. So like that's like plus minus, right? The dog not unleashed, that's a huge minus. But a person like that basically can be taught a lesson the way he was taught a lesson over there. So let the dog pee on his hand. So that's also plus minus, okay? So let's go with 0 over here. Not for killing, not for allowing him to survive, right? Then we had the little girl who didn't want to go to school. Okay, I understand why a kid would not want to go to school. So that doesn't really matter for me, but that fascination for fire is quite dangerous. On the other hand, she's... well, I would definitely keep her away from matches. So, alright. She's for survival, okay? She will survive. Alright, so let's give her a plus. Alright. Anyway, on to the next one. I told him about my DQ buddy, who has already sent me 7 emails by the time I returned to lab, as well as this Liz, who propositioned me and one big hero who tried to protect me. Okay, so the gamer girl, right? Okay, let's say the Q body, right? She likes games. That's a plus. She gave a good point about viewing people. That's a plus. She was cute. That's a plus. Unfortunately, she creates a lot of spam, so that's a minus. We might need to block her from emailing us, but I guess she stays for survival. Then we had, yeah, the guy with the accent. I actually kind of gave him some kind of weird accent. Whatever. Well, he's a definite minus. We don't even need to think about he's or not, right? He's a minus. The things... He's basically the bad version of the old Geezer from the beginning. He's the one that would lay a hand on women. So yeah, he deserves to be erased. And then we had Sam, the wannabe hero, the self-proclaimed hero. Well, he wanted to protect her, right? He wanted to protect women from the previous guy. That's a huge plus. Like, you get 2 pluses from me for that, man. Also, he didn't allow the other guy to be erased, despite he... So, I would count this as a minus, but, as I mentioned already before, people like that actually shouldn't be, like, immediately erased. There is a certain punishment they should be given for that. So, assuming that should be the way to work out, I'll give him nothing over here, okay? Not a plus, not a minus. Also, he exchanged emails. He wanted to stay in contact with Q, despite, well, basically her being equipped with weaponry and so on, which might have scared him, but he still wanted. Also, apparently, he doesn't create spam on her email, so that's also a plus. So basically, we have the Geezer neutral. Okay, neutral. More like he was punished by what he's done, basically. No, dog not on leash. He gets peed on his head by the said dog. Maybe he will start keeping the dog on the leash. So yeah, neutral over here. No survival death. Let's say no pluses for that on that. Little girl. Well, she's little girl, right? She still needs to learn about life. She was 7. There's still a lot in front of her. She doesn't deserve to be killed. So, plus for survival over here. The Duke body, of course, plus for survival. The guy from the Dark Alley, of course, that's a minus. And the hero plus. So that's a 3-2-1 for survival of humankind. Surprisingly. So that will be my conclusion over here. Judging just on people we met. Also, I should actually judge on the scientist. So basically, scientist, you decided to spend your entire life developing a robot that would decide if humanity should be erased or not. And I already said it, this is ridiculous. Because as a scientist, you could have found some solutions so our Earth could be in a better state. You get a minus for that, okay? You could have done that instead. Despite Q being super cute, you are getting the minus. So that's 3-2. 3-2 for survival of the humankind. Alright, let's continue. Once finished, the professor nodded once more. He spoke briefly and appeared to be in deep thought. Will that suffice, or do you still wish to hear more?
No. I think that will be enough.
Understood. In that case, I will hand my judgment off.
One thing for...
You're annoying. Stop mid-sentence once more, I glared at the professor. He appeared to be intent on delaying the inevitable, perhaps due to his fear of what my final answer would be. Whatever the case, I had little choice but to hear him out.
Yeah, what is it?
Hey now, don't look at me like that. It's relevant, I assure you.
I relaxed my expression and the professor sighed in relief.
Listen here, you had told me about what happened to you today, and you're prepared to hand down your judgment, but you still haven't told me about the conclusions you've drawn. Based purely on what you've learned today, what do you think of mankind? What behavior have you observed? Was there anything that defied your expectations? That's what I'm most interested in, even more so than your final judgment.
So I wish to hear my own biased conclusion of humanity as a whole, derived from a single day consisting of few interactions with a limited substance of humans, all from a specific section of single society.
Yeah, more or less.
Ridiculous! How can you even call yourself a scientist? Based on my observations, 2 in 3 men are perverts. 100% of the young girls soil themselves on a daily basis. Dogs have infinite bladders. Video games teach children the value of money. Also,
I hesitated to continue. I already knew how the professor would react to my next statement, and without a doubt his response would serve to further delay my judgment. Nonetheless, I continued.
when reaching conclusion, efficiency is not the only important aspect in consider in some cases. Furthermore, criminals aren't guaranteed to re-offend and should necessarily be killed to ensure the safety of others. Funny, humans aren't all hopelessly ignorant. Even though of them are useless sacks of meat, there are still some who can be reasoned with and are capable of changing their minds.
My dear, really?
I don't wish to hear it, old man. Your incessant blathering has already wasted enough of my time. If you wish to, we do so after I have passed judgment.
Yeah, you're right. This is not the time to get emotional. The professor on the verge of tears after learning of my conclusions wiped his eyes and nose as he sealed his motions.
Alright, I'm satisfied. Please give bestow upon me your final judgment.
As you command. Humanity must save the game.
Okay,
In accordance with my ultimate directive and in light of the data presented to and gathered by my personally, my conclusion is as follows.
well, it's 3-2, so...
Humanity, unfortunately, still has hope. I think we can eliminate... Wait, technically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 out of 6 people, so that makes it... We must erase 33% of humanity.
Alright, let's go.
Well, humanity is not completely beyond redemption. If we are able to educate the masses and bring about meaningful widespread change in an expedited manner, mankind may yet be saved.
Hey! Q. Do you really mean... The words so strike me this way. After being told repeatedly for so many years that humanity needed to either perish or be controlled, a new answer had finally been presented to him. And this time around, I was not deceiving him.
Do not misunderstood, this will be a very difficult and heavy process and can by no means guarantee success. However, the groundwork is there and I believe that with enough time, money, education, humanity can be put on the right path.
Yeah, of course. I understand perfectly. Whatever you need in order to make it happen, just say the word.
Calm yourself, old man. You will have little to do with the world's reformation. Or perhaps it would be more accurate to say, you've already done your part.
I placed my hand on my chest, directly above the small-scale cold fusion reactor powering my body.
First, we'll build a much larger, more powerful cold fusion reactor. We'll flood the planet with free, clean energy and finally bring about the demise of fossil fuels.
Yes.
Next,
Wait. You know... It sounds good and all, but... For I should not... Whatever, let's do it. Let's do it. Next, we'll focus on supporting current efforts to create synthetic meat products and bring them to market as soon as possible. Synthetic meat? Oh my god. I wish to be erased if that's what is going to be happening. Synthetic meat. That's not meat. Say what you want about me. That's not it. Maybe I'll... Alright. It's fine if you are able to actually give it the taste of the real meat, okay? Humans will not give up their favorite foods without fight. But if we could provide them with a cheaper, healthier alternative that looks and tastes exactly the same, they cannot complain. Q, you are amazing. You just basically told what I was saying. Ha. After that, we'll focus on biodegradable products that can be disposed of safely, and we'll name and shame those who will still dirtily dump or otherwise dispose of hazardous materials in a dangerous manner. True. Then we will do and that. Achievement unlocked. Hope. I'm kinda curious if there will be anything after that. Maybe? Yes! Alright. As the professor and I set into motion our plans for reforming mankind, we began to walk down a long, difficult path. At the very beginning, nobody would take us seriously. They didn't believe for a moment that cold fusion was even possible, let alone feasible, and our efforts to become involved with other ambitious projects all ended in rejections. But after many failed attempts and countless rejections, we were at last granted an opportunity to prove that we could make a difference. We were awarded a small grant by the MFSF, the Musk Foundation for a Sustainable Future. Of course, it's them. It was not enough to bring about the version we had hoped for. In truth, it paid no comparison to the amount spent on creating me, let alone my predecessors. But it was a start. With the Musk Foundation's financing, we were able to build a small-scale cold fusion reactor. It was not as big as we had planned. In fact, the end product was barely twice the size of the reactor in my chest. Even so, it was enough to make waves in the scientific community. We caught the attention of every skeptic on the planet in one fell swoop. We showed the world that technology they considered unfeasible was not only possible, but it had been brought to life by an old man and a robot dressed in a school uniform. Media coverage erupted. People who didn't know or care about clean energy in the slightest suddenly started paying attention, lured in by the notion of free electricity for everyone. By the way, isn't that what Tesla wanted to do? A free electricity? I think that's what he wanted to do. The professor quickly gained the prestige and respect he deserved. Well, about that... The world started to take us seriously, calling the professor a man who could turn the impossible into reality. The first stage of our grand plan had been a resounding success.
Hey, Chatterchan, over here! Shh, you've always left when I need you.
I quickly walked over to my DQ buddy as I spotted her in the middle of the crowd.
My apologies. I was in a meeting with Mr. Musk regarding your product we've been working on. You said that last time. Honestly, I'm beginning to think that you're not taking this competition seriously. I take every competition seriously, especially those involving prizes in the form of monetary compensation. Science is not cheap. Okay, get your game face on, let's go! The other guys are already in the changing room. If we don't hurry, they'll start without us. Other suit, let us change clothes with speed and precision.
Whoa! Whoa! After changing our stage outfits, my DQ buddy and I revealed ourselves to the crowd outside of the store.
Ooh, I knew it! I spy a magical girl!
Not a fan of those, to be honest.
Psst! Magical girl time and Husin! Check out the robotic devil queen! Now that's originality!
Yeah, right, you're just perving on that poor girl. But he's like you could never understand the elegance and innocence of a magical girl. Yeah, well, I could never understand that because they are not that great.
The hell did you say that, just say? No, there is no reason to fight you two. I'm the magical girl of peace and love. In my presence, even the most hated of names become good friends. All I need to do is cast magical spell on the two of you, and all of your anger will fly away.
Yeah, please cast your spell on me. I guess I could tolerate that.
Yay, Mira-chan loves guys who are honest with their feelings. Stand still while I cast my spell, okay?
Yeah. Mira-chan whirled around while waving her wand, all the while reciting a spell from the anime character she was imitating.
And love!
And love.
There, don't you feel better now?
I feel no difference.
I feel better than I've ever before.
That's great! And what about you? Do you feel like fighting again more?
No, Mom.
Are you filled with peace and love?
It's love and peace. Yeah, I'm filled with peace and love.
Perfect! The spell worked out splendidly. The two of you are now complete gentlemen.
The two young men smiled and blushed as they looked away from Mira-chan. I am.
You think so?
Of course, it takes a real gentleman to have peace and love into their heart. Now all you need to do is kiss, and the two of you will be back on the right path.
Kiss.
You mean?
Kiss you?
What are you talking about? Don't be silly. I mean, you need to kiss each other.
No, that's a bit.
Aren't you filled with peace and love?
I am, but this wasn't the anime.
I said kiss, damn it!
I quickly grabbed hold of her hand before she could get herself in trouble again. I dragged her aside and gave her a tissue to clean up her nosebleed, then pulled my hand and placed it on her forehead.
Thanks, Otsichan. I got a little worked up there.
A little.
It's just that whenever I see two hot guys standing close to one another, I want to grab them by the shoulders, push their faces together until they...
Calm down. I further lowered the temperature of my hand and ran it down the excited girl's face and neck.
You need to be more careful. You were already warned at the last show about forcing audience members to kiss. You'll never win the prize money if you get yourself kicked out of the competition, Sasha.
Don't call me that. At this moment, Jacka-chan and Sasha don't exist. As long as we're in costume, you're Otsis-chan and I'm Mira-chan. Got it?
My name is Q.
Your name is Otsis-chan. Now get into character and start your stuff.
On point once more, Mira-chan returned to her adoring fans with a fresh smile and renewed vigor. They all began to call out her stage name and fawned over her. Easily make her into the crowd favorite.
The money from this competition may not be sufficient, but if I had to judge whether or not this experience was worthwhile, I would not hesitate to give it my approval. Every day I learn new things about this world, things that no one of Roteta alone could teach me. And when I'm not learning more about human psyche, I am working outside my creator, striving to build a sustainable future for all of Earth's inhabitants. For a world like me, who was prepared to slaughter every last human being on Earth, being able to live in peace like this is more than I could have ever hoped for. The truth is, when I look at the world as it is now, and I think about the future that I'm helping create, I look forward to seeing what lies in store for us. Even if there are setbacks, we'll not surrender without a fifth fight. If there is one thing I have learned about human beings, it is that they continue to push forward even if the odds are stacked against them. When I work alongside such hopeless optimistic creatures, I can say with certainty that my choice was the correct one. This may not be the easiest or most efficient path forward, but even so, I'm glad I did not give up humanity so easily.
It was a close call for 3-2. Alright, let's check out the other ending. Have to load this save file.
Humanity must perish.
There is no other way to ensure planet survival. The Zetsubou, who was elated to the point of tears months ago, suddenly froze. I'm curious, okay? His expression darkened as he proceeds my words. Okay, the answer that he feared most had been repeated one last time, finally sealing the fate of humanity.
I understand. I will not argue anymore. I will make preparations immediately to expect the next stage of your directive.
Through his words, the professor began to walk to the next room in search of the potent poison he had shown to me just 1 day prior.
How pitiable. It was foolish of me to think that experiencing human society would make any kind of difference.
It didn't make a difference, Professor.
It did?
Yeah, my experience today has taught me many things. Humans enjoy themselves without any regard for the bigger picture. They completely ignore the state of the world, as long as they personally are not directly impacted. Irresponsible enslavement. That's about dogs, I guess. Undirected rebellion. Not wanting to go to school. Rapid throwaway consumerism. About games? Unproductive sexual advancements. We know about that. Baseless ego stroking. Makes sense. As long as humans are free to indulge themselves in their poison of choice, they do not care about anyone or anything else around them. My experience today has reaffirmed my belief that humans act only in self-interest and are not fit to govern this planet. Mankind must be either enslaved or wiped out. That is my final judgment. For a brief moment, the professor smiled. Hearing that, my day spent with humans made a difference. Joy turned his old face, and he dared to hope one last time. But as I spoke further and continued to elaborate on my findings, he at last accepted the inevitable.
Humanity must perish.
Achievement unlocked. Apocalypse. Well, that was another reason that I wanted to check out the other ending, actually. But yeah, I guess there's still hope for us, right? So why are we not working on that properly? Like, alright, let's check out if there will be any cutscene or something after that.
Through the contamination of water and food, humanity met with a quick, painless demise. Without even knowing what had done, the affected humans greeted death in an instant, causing the world's population to plummet rapidly. Within 1 week, Earth's population dropped from over 10 billion to an estimated 1,000. Those who remained had hidden themselves in shelters, surviving on canned foods and bottled water and breathing only filtered air. This strategy prolonged the inevitable. The humans in question were able to survive for weeks, some even months. But as time continued to march on, I need only wait. In less than 1 year, the number of human beings alive on Earth had been reduced to 0. I confirmed this many times over, spending years scanning the entire globe for traces of human DNA. And after 100 years of searching, during which time I did not find a single human being, I was at last confident in my success. Mankind had become extinct. In the centuries since the passing of mankind, Earth gradually began to recover. Animals that were overbred for the sake of consumption, such as cattle and poultry, steadily climbed in number, restoring their respective populations to more natural levels. Many households, pets roamed the streets, feasting on their former masters, then gradually settled into their new cities or escaped into the wild.
Alright, so, yeah, I would feel bad for dogs and cats the moment that all the people were killed. That's definitely true, because a lot of them would not know what to do, right? But after 100 years, I guess there would be new ones born, so they would kinda be used to all of that. Plants and trees that were either harvested or eradicated by humans were able to flourish once more. Previously decimated, Forests sprang back to life, filled with native animals that mankind had hunted to near extinction. Yeah. Aside from the occasional incident involving remnants of human technology, such as electrical fires caused by machines left running, the eradication of mankind resulted in surprisingly few complications. I personally took care to manage anything particularly problematic, such as nuclear reactors left running, and with a bit of time and effort, humanity's departure finally settled in. After the first millennium without mankind, all of my objectives were complete. Earth, from its landscape to its atmosphere, had been restored to an acceptable, sustainable level. See, it's possible. The remaining life forms lived as their instincts dictated. They hunted one another, bred, marked their territory, and continued to live very simple, predictable lives. Pollution and fossil fuels emissions had stopped completely. Methane as a byproduct of food production became a thing of the past. Precious minerals remained in the ground. Even the pH levels of the ocean gradually returned to normal. Damn. Without mankind, Earth and its other inhabitants finally had a chance at long-term survival. With my usefulness having reached its end, I finally prepared to power myself down. My directive had been completed a long time ago. My purpose had been fulfilled, and I did not possess the means to give myself a new goal. If the planet did not require my intervention, and no further threats to the natural order existed, then I no longer had a reason to exist. I stood myself down against what was once the wall of the laboratory in which I was created. I then initialized my hibernation sequence, leaving only basic sensors intact. My body and mind would go to sleep, if not permanently, then for many centuries. I would remain dormant, watching, listening, waiting for the day when I might serve a purpose once more. Whew, okay, I was kinda expecting something to happen. Whew, alright, that was humanity must perish. Now, what would you do? Erase or not erase? To be honest, I wouldn't. I mean, sure, some part wouldn't be bad to erase some part of it. Not all of the humanity, that's for sure, but some probably yes. I would say, but to decide what parts, right? That's the crazy thing. That would require a deeper thinking, that's for sure, but yeah, part of it, sure. Second of all, how about we stop building unnecessary things like churches and all those, so, you know, we should try to invest into power that would not produce any freaking waste. So fossil fuels, to get rid of it completely, that would be great. Also, don't drop freaking all the waste into the water. Reuse all of that, damn it, it's possible. What else is there? Food, okay, I get the point. If it was possible to create food, and by that I mean meat actually here, that would be of the same quality, taste, that would give us the same amount of all the minerals, vitamins that the meat provide, then sure, it can be done with organic food as well, right? If organic food will be of the same quality of everything that the meat has, okay, that's good. And also the same taste, then it will be fine. I feel like we have the means to all of that, but for some reason we don't do it, and this is ridiculous. Anywho, let's end it here. Hope you enjoyed. We're starting a new game tomorrow. Bye bye.